We're joined today by Dr. Astrid Mell, who is the program head of our exercise science department. And she is going to talk about staying active while working from home. Here's the, slow curveball, easy question. How important is it for us to be working out during this horrible time?
If you think about feeling good about yourself, right? So self-image, self-confidence. When you exercise, when you move around, when you take care of yourself, you feel better in general. And even more so now, I think it's even more important to think about breaking things up and doing little bits here and there. I mean, once in a while, of course, it's nice. It's maybe a little bit more gratifying or satisfying if you really want a real good sweat, like a really good workout. Sometimes you need a bigger chunk of time. But the biggest problem now that I think we should be most concerned about is just sitting so much. Even if you're a regular exerciser, like I love exercising, it's been part of my routine, I exercise regularly. But if I sit the rest of the time, it's almost like it never happened, because sitting is being sedentary for long periods of time is really not very good for you. You may have heard this. A lot of people are sort of coining it as saying sitting is the new smoking. It's this idea that if we sit day in and day out, hour after hour, without moving in between, we're actually creating similar health risks. So what you really want to do is actually move more often, maybe less intensely, but more often. Exercise is a form of stress, but if it's done correctly in a moderate way, it actually is a positive stress, and the body will go, oh yeah, this is how I can feel. And then you actually feel better. And this you could do again with children or without, but I mean, I just brought a couple of my props here. So here I have, I won't show you what it is so that I'm not showing any particular labels, but like cans of something, right? So you can just use these to do different kinds of exercises, right? And this is a bit of a lighter load, but if you feel more adventurous, you could take, for example, a purse or a backpack and put books in it or something like that, and you can use that. You can, here's some flour. This is 5 pounds, so maybe you use this. You could maybe do some crunches and have this on your chest and hold it up, or lift it on top, or hold it to your chest and then go down into squat, so you're adding a little bit more resistance. Yeah. You can do, if you have everyone has a towel probably. Even just holding the towel, and I'm trying to push this way, right? I'm trying to move my hands away. It's still creating some tension in my back and some other muscles in the shoulders and whatnot. You could do different things with this as well. This is not necessarily a time to just be super, super productive and like check things off of lists and achieve all the goals you want. We're a bit in survival mode. And I think one of the things we have to also do is forgive ourselves. Like, allow forgiveness in, right? In other words, like, I have 4 things on my list, but if I don't achieve the 4 things on my list, I'm not gonna beat myself up. But it's my anchor, and it's like it sort of gives me a guideline. But does that mean that if I can't cross off all the items on my list, normally I'm the type of person who likes lists, and I do kind of get a little anxious if I can't. So maybe be more realistic about what you put on the list, but less is more in this case. And also forgive yourself, like allow yourself to not necessarily follow the routine all the time. If your body says, no, I just don't know, then that's what it is, right? Allow yourself, just listen to your body and be like, okay, today's not that day. That's okay. Maybe I'll just go sit outside and breathe some fresh air. Maybe I'll go and do something different. And don't forget, like, you're at home now. I mean, vacuuming is exercise. People are realizing that you don't need money. You don't need a lot of space. You don't need equipment. You don't need that much time to still take care of yourself. And hopefully, unfortunately, a lot of people are realizing that, we're getting frayed. A lot of people are, starting to kind of like fall apart a little bit at the seams and realizing, well, wait a minute, I have to take care of myself. I can't always put everyone first. I have to go back and say, I need to take care of myself. And there are ways in which I can do that are not expensive, that are not very time consuming,